Welcome back. In one aspect of my life, I've always considered myself quite lucky is that I've never actually had a bad roommate. Even when I was living in student housing, I never had all these horror stories that you hear about. People throwing rages till 5 a.m. and pooing on each other's floor. So for today's Reddit video, I thought it was about time I got the full roommate experience and we read some bad roommate confessions. My roommate used my toothbrush. Her excuse, we're close enough. There is no amount of closeness in the world where it's okay to use someone's toothbrush. This is something I feel incredibly strongly about because we could be married for 40 years. I'm not using your toothbrush. That is disgusting. The mouth is the dirtiest part of the human body. You're expecting me to use the same toothbrush as you when your mouth is literally dirtier than your asshole? It's not happening. Absolutely no way. Already automatically on OP's side here because that is... Ugh. I went to brush my teeth and noticed mine was wet. I confronted her and she casually admitted she used it because she forgot hers and we're close enough, right? Absolutely not. At least ask first. You don't just use it. That's so nasty. That's disgusting. I told her it's basic hygiene and she rolled her eyes like I was overreacting. I don't care how close we are. My toothbrush is not community property. I bought a new one, put it in a lockbox, and now she's acting like I'm the weirdo. Roommates should come with contracts. Putting it in a locked box is so funny to me, but honestly, I would do exactly the same thing. We're off to a strong start here because I know that the people I've shared houses with would be on my side, that they would never use my toothbrush, but that is foul. I actually have quite a funny story about a toothbrush though. When I lived at home, I once found an old toothbrush in the cupboard and I used it to clean like around the grouting of the sink in those little areas. Then I later found out that it was actually my mum's toothbrush. It wasn't an old toothbrush and she had been using it after I had cleaned around the grouting in the sink with it. So sorry for that, Mum. You probably brushed your teeth with a lot of diseases at that point. Roommate stole infused baked goods from my room and is now mad at me because she has to get tested for a job. This is maybe one of the most infuriating things that has ever happened to me. I've posted about my roommate before because she has the world's biggest victim complex, but I have never had issues with her going into my room and stealing shit. We share food with each other all the time, but I always ask about it. She is a new grad nurse and I am deferring from nursing school to help my mum while she undergoes cancer treatment. Oh. Because of this, I have only started taking edibles, smoking again over the past couple of months. My mum made some fun cookies and I put a few in a Tupperware on top of my dresser. They were not in a common area and therefore there is no reason for me to label my cookies because they are in my room. I mean, fair, if I had roommates, I wouldn't go, look, you know those cookies I've got in my room in a Tupperware container on the dresser that you shouldn't be eating anyway, just heads up, they're actually fun cookies and you shouldn't eat them. I mean, you shouldn't eat them anyway because they're not fucking yours, but definitely don't eat them now. This afternoon, I get a call from my roommate and she admits to going into my room while I was gone to see if I had any sweet treats and proceeded to eat one of my cookies. She is absolutely inconsolable, cursing, sobbing, panicking. She apologizes for taking something of mine without asking, but claims that we share food so often it was irresponsible of me not to label my cookies. So I obviously just ruined her life and cost her new ER job that she starts in about a month. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. I'm crashing at my friend's house because I just cannot stand to be around her right now. I can usually squeeze out a droplet of empathy and understanding in situations like this. She's truly the least self-accountable and rational person I have ever met. Honestly, my response would just be like, I'm sorry, but that's a you problem. I didn't put them in a communal area. I put them in my room. Why are you going in my room? Like, I understand you wanted a sweet treat, but it wasn't in the communal area. It wasn't yours. That's your problem. Like, she's saying she's consoling the roommate. I wouldn't even be consoling her. I'd say like, look, I'm sorry you're probably going to lose your job, but at the end of the day, I kept them in my room because I didn't want you to eat them. You went into my room when I wasn't home and ate them. That's a you problem. Like, this is the consequences of your own actions, girl. You got to be held accountable. This is a you problem. In the comments, the posters actually said she's truly acting like I drugged her and I did it on purpose. She cannot accept the fact that it probably won't even impact her job. I think she just wants me to feel guilty. I think at that point, the only answer is to move out and give her some cookies as a goodbye gift. I think the title of this one speaks for itself, but let's read. I have a roommate who tends to not be overly aware of the excrement and fluids that come out of their body. That might be the wildest sentence I've ever read in my life. Their excrement and fluids, not just what's coming out their pee-pee, but also their excrement. So they're leaving shit everywhere as well. My God. Early on in the relationship, every morning there would be number 2 stains in the toilet. After a week of cleaning the toilet every morning, I finally told them they had to deal with that themselves. They were cleaning it for them? Nah, no way. There's not a person in the world that I would do that for unless it was like a literal child. I would be like, yo, you seen the skids you left in the toilet? Get in there, clean that shit off off now. And if they don't, you make them clean it off with their tongue. I've had a couple of run-ins with the unawareness of how their actions, rather inaction, affect other people in the living situation, i.e. me. They're very much in their head all the time, have low self-esteem, and tend to be over-apologetic rather than action or solution-orientated. At that point, you go like, look, I don't need you to apologize. I just need you to go and clean it because it's yucky. It made me feel sick. Earlier this week, I smelled a really pungent and funky smell like Brussels sprouts coming from their room. Oh, they had left the door open and I never entered their room, but this time I had to open their window. They have a cat, so closing the door wasn't an option. We will get to the cat later. A shit life. Oh, the poor cat having to live in that. The smell was so strong I could smell it coming up the stairs. Anyway, opening a window made it more tolerable, but it was still not great. That evening, when they were asleep, I could smell this awful stench. It got worse, so I texted them that they should figure out what it is and deal with it because it's way too strong for me. Anyway, in the morning I wake up and I'm about to leave and they tell me that their smell was there and I kid you fucking not, squirt. They said they are a huge squirter and probably need to shower more and drink more water if it smells that bad. And wash your sheet and put a towel down. Put a fucking tarp down. They said it with this weird smile and then they thanked me for being transparent and calling them out on it. Needless to say, I lost my appetite for the day. I'm mortified to think the smell I had been ingesting for half the day, still apparent with the windows open, was their cum. Oh, stop it. The worst part is they have a very codependent relationship with their cat that they seem to be weirdly proud of, and the cat lies in his stinky, what I now are cum-stained sheets all day. Oh, the poor cat. Someone call RSPCA. This cat needs to be taken off them immediately. That's feline sexual assault. The cat then proceeds to walk around the house all day, walking on my couch and bed, and I can only imagine leaving trails of my roommates come around. This is not the first time I smelt this smell, but it's definitely been the strongest. It's mortifying and disgusting to know that for the past year I've been smelling his unwashed fluids. Oh, stop, I'm going to be sick. I also know that he only showers twice a week, if that. I've really only ever seen him shower on Sundays. I understand this may be a cultural difference, but I find it offensive to have to deal with the repercussions of his BO. He doesn't usually smell, but then again, I'm not around him often, and I am very adamant about keeping the house clean. As for his body, that's his business. That is until I'm smelling his business. I feel like my senses were assaulted, and I really cannot understand how people are so careless as to what happens to their fluids once it leaves their body. It's like, not my problem anymore. I'm also concerned that the cat loves to snuggle up in his sheets and lick herself. One thing I won't do is let that cat in my room again or touch it. I feel like the real victim here is the cat. Obviously, it sucks to be the roommate having to deal with that smell and knowing the cat's probably walking it around, but that cat doesn't know any better. It's sleeping in this nasty ass human's bed. To deal with the not showering situation, I think at this point I'd be going, right, every night I'm taking you to the garden and I spray you with the power washer or you shower. It's up to you. It's your choice. Secondly, I'd be saying if you don't wash your sheets at least once a week, you're evicted. Disgusting. Also, I'm going to be calling RSPCA on you for SAing your cat if you don't get that shit under control, because that is disgusting. If you want to be a nasty ass human, that's fine, but you do it somewhere else. Poster gave an update that he's moving out on June 1st. I honestly think they should take the cat off them. Like, I know they said they don't want to touch the cat and they don't want the cat in their room, but the cat is the victim here and they should take the cat off the disgusting roommate because that is putrid. Now, this next one might be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've worked in medical. I've seen some nasty things, but this might take the cake. So without further ado, behold the Great Wall of Piss. Every single one of those bottles in this roommate's room is filled with piss. Human piss, his piss. He has a bottle in every shape and size on this wall. He's just collecting his piss. Also, I'm very concerned about the color of some of this piss. Look at this one. There might be some blood in that. Some of it, like this one here, bit more normal color, well hydrated. This one here, and these. Very concerning levels of dehydration going on there. You might have kidney disease, honestly. Are they doomsday prepping? Are they thinking like, oh, the world's gonna end, we might run out of water. At least if I store my piss, we're set. Because even if it was the end of the world, even if I was in a zombie apocalypse and I was dying of thirst, there's nothing in the world you could do to get me to drink that brown bottle of piss right there. Also, there's a can there. That means that piss isn't sealed in. That's just stuck in there. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. This is another room filmed by one of the... My God. Is that all alcohol cans? They are all alcohol cans. This man could earn a fortune if he took them to a can recycling center. What, every can's like 10 cents, 5 cents, something like that? He's got at least a few thousand in there. Also, the fact he has a little path to get into his bed is outrageous. Imagine how much that stinks. Imagine that stale beer smell would be so bad. And like the carpet under there must be wet because there must be dregs coming out of those cans. How do people live like this? You know the worst thing about that? There's another one. Another one that just lives in squalor. I mean, it's not as bad as the other one, but my God, just put them in the recycling bin. It's not that hard. Or at least just put them in a trash bag. Although it looks like he might have been doing that and then that got a bit too much work and now he just piles it all on top. How can people live in this filth? I understand like maybe if you've got depression or something like that and you have trouble cleaning, but this is like next level. This is like crackdown level. Now this one makes my skin crawl. You see this? What do you think this is? What do you think this is? And where do you think this is? It is exactly what you think it is. It is human shit. I'm trying to be patient with you, but now this is the second time I found shit in the shower. It's not even a one-off occasion. Man didn't just have a bad burrito and is like hanging on for dear life. This is the second time this has happened. I can only tell you one more time that it is unsanitary and a health risk issue. Only one more time. He gets 3 chances of shitting in the shower and leaving it there, not even washing it off after he's shit in the shower. You need to buy toilet paper and use it. Do not take shits in the toilet and then use the shower to clean your butt. Now I can't shower today and I am at my wit's end with this reoccurring issue. We need to come up with a solution. I understand. I'm very sorry that happened again. I will figure out what to do. I will fix this. I will figure out what to do. Oh, guys, I need to figure out a game plan for how I'm not going to shit and wipe my shitty ass all over the shower. Like, oh, it's just so difficult not to smear shit all over my hands and smear it all over the shower wall. I need a game plan. I need to do some research and I need to figure out how I can stop doing this because it's just becoming such an issue. I just don't know how to stop smearing my feces in the communal shower. Dude, you need to use toilet paper. That is all. That's the game plan. He's given him his game plan. Just use some toilet paper. Don't smear it on your hand and then smear it on the wall to clean it off. No more of this. I use the shower to clean myself. It defeats the purpose if I am cleaning myself where you are leaving feces. Imagine the place where you wash yourself. There is literally human shit on the walls and it's not your shit. I hear you. I'll buy some today when I leave work. So he doesn't even own toilet paper. Does he shit in the shower or does he shit in the toilet and then like waddle over to the shower and then like wash with his hand and then smear it on the wall? Like, how does it even happen? I don't understand. Or is he literally just like smearing his ass on the wall with the shower water to try and clean it off? I don't get it. Be more aware of your surroundings. I can't deal with much more of this. I get it. I promise it won't happen again. I can almost guarantee this man's going to shit in the shower again. I would literally never be able to enter this apartment again if I'd been told off for smearing shit in the shower. Like, even if it was an accident, I would never recover. Like, how do you do that? That's not just a little bit. That's like a lot of shit. That's like a big smear. All right, I am done after this. I cannot deal with any more human shit. I'm like, looking at this actually makes me gag. I don't think my roommate cleaned her toilet since we moved in 7 months ago. This is also a brand new townhouse that she owns. The toilet seat was literally stuck to the toilet bowl. Oh, I've never once seen her wash her bedding, clothes, or touch a brand new Dyson vacuum she has. Clutter and messiness is a whole other ordeal. How can you live like this? Clutter and messiness, gross, couldn't live with it. But this is like actually a biohazard. This could start the next zombie apocalypse. I'm not even joking. This could dead ass like start a pandemic. The fact it was stuck to it, and she's not even like a guy. She sits down to pee. So how is it getting all caked up around there? No, I'm gonna be sick. I'm going to be sick. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. If you are one of these roommates, I hate you. I hate you. And I was going to say to anyone watching this, make sure you subscribe. But if you are one of those roommates, I don't want you to subscribe to me. That is... You are disgusting. You're scum of the earth. But otherwise, if you like this kind of content, be sure to let me know. Leave a like. If you have any subreddits you want me to react to, if you have any videos you want me to react to, let me know. We're going to try to stick to more of a schedule from now on. We're going to have Reddits on Sundays, video reacts on Tuesdays, and horror Thursdays. Make sure you subscribe so you get a notification when the next video comes out, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Don't shit in the shower.